What up, YouTube? Today we're back at it working on the Lexus, and with any luck, today will be the day that the Lexus gets going. But for now, in this video, what we're going to cover is the clutch pedal install on the Lexus. Okay, now just do me a favor and just excuse the absolute mess that's right here. It's kind of insane. But what this is a kit from Heat Lightning Speed Shop, and this is for a bolt-in clutch pedal for a Gs300. So this is all you get. You get a little bracket right here that uses the stock parking brake mounts. And that's that bit. You get the actual clutch pedal, you get a master cylinder, reservoirs, all the little shit. Now, unfortunately, what I did come to learn is that, well, because I kind of like mocked this up beforehand. So, unfortunately, things I did learn. One, the coating on the actual paint on the bracket is trash. It scrapes off almost immediately. So you gotta be super careful with it. And also, it didn't come with all the right hardware that I would need. Well, why did I just pronounce the ha so hard on that? But I don't know why. Okay, so I'm kind of excited right now. So I did have to go to Ace Hardware to get the last little things. So I mean, it's not that bad. It just it's just an added extra step that I didn't want to have. So that was the other day. So we're starting a new day today. So let me catch you guys up with where we are right now and what you need to do to get this pedal installed in your car. Okay, so at the moment, this is the bottom of the dash. I already removed the bottom little cover right here. It's literally just like 2 screws, and then you unbolt the little, what's it called, the OBD2, and that's it. I also went ahead and removed the parking brake. It's literally just 3 bolts, yank that bitch out. I left the cable in there, because I mean, that doesn't really matter. It's not gonna get in the way. Okay, but more importantly, here we are underneath the dash. Now, important things to note, this right here is the ABS ECU, like where my finger's pointing this little box. That completely gets in the way because it initially mounts way up here. Where does it mount actually? Yeah, it mounts up here. It uses these 2 holes, which is conveniently exactly where the clutch pedal needs to be, or where the master cylinder and all the extra shit on top needs to be. So you need to unbolt those 2 bolts. I went ahead, I also unplugged it, and then I just kind of rerouted it to the side and then plugged it back in. But as long as it's on the side and out of the way, you're fine. And there's also like this little box that went attached to it, so I just kind of unbolted it. I don't remember if I unbolted or broke it off, to be honest. But yeah. That just gets put off to the side. Once my pedal's in, I'm going to zip tie this, like, finalize it somewhere to see where it's not going to be in the way. And these are all, like, little things that came off of the little shit that were in the way. Again, these are all going to be zip tied. Yeah, that's the important part. And, again, I already kind of mocked up the clutch pedal. So this is the line for the actual master cylinder, or for the reservoir, because it has an external reservoir. So what I did, here, let me see if I can get a good view of it, is I went ahead and used this grommet right here. And that's what I'm using as a basis for where to shove everything through the firewall. So you literally just push it aside and you can shove shit through it. That's all you need to do. It's not that hard, to be honest. I thought this would be way harder. So you go ahead and you shove it through here. At least that's where I have it. I'm not sure if you want to use one of these other ones. This one's way stiffer. I didn't use that. This one's just pretty easy. Here, let me show you where that kicks it out in the engine bay though. So I have it exiting right now right here. The grommet's tucked away in there. And I mean, it's not that bad. So the reservoir, I'm probably going to mount in this either right back here or on here, just somewhere where it's kind of accessible. And the clutch line hopefully has enough room to go from down there all the way down to the clutch. Look at that pretty rebuilt 2J. Okay, but so that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start putting everything together. So I'm going to use the new hardware that I had to buy, assemble it, show you guys how it's going to look, and then I'll give you more of a breakdown of like what we need to do with the shit in the kit. And then that way we have a mock-up, see how it's going to look, and then just we'll go from there. Okay, so this is the end result for how the clutch pedal assembly is going to look. So it has a remote reservoir, so that's why this has this little thing going on top for that rubber hose that I have faithfully wired underneath the dash. Plumbs into that, hose clamp, that part's done. This little bit is for the actual clutch line. So this is what goes through this, and then they do supply clutch line, metal clutch line, so it's actually not that bad. Comes with the right fittings, so one end's for the master cylinder, one end's for the slave. I forget which one it is, but it says in the instructions, so you just kind of Google which one looks like what, so you know you get the right one. And again, the 2 clutch reservoir options, and I don't think it comes with tap set or with actual bolt for this. So this is also something you need to do. So luckily I have self-tapping steel screws. I'll probably just use those. I mean, I don't think they'll be that hard, but yeah. So this is the end result, and because I'm an idiot, I already lost where I put the back bolt, but I mean the front one's in, so it's down at least. It does also come with a clutch pedal, and it is also fully adjustable too for length, so you can just kind of thread that in and out. I mean, you can't go that far because then it'll interfere with that, but you literally just kind of like put a wrench around. Let me put it on my lap right here. You put a wrench around this, and you can like tighten it or loosen it, and from there it'll pull pull this whole assembly in or out, and by doing that, it will also force the clutch pedal to a certain extent in or out. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is how it's gonna look. And let me go throw it underneath the dash real quick. Well, once I find that bolt. So let me find that bolt real quick, and then I'll throw it underneath the dash and kind of show you guys where it's gonna be. Okay, so before I actually went to install the clutch pedal, I had some clearance issues, so I wanted to remove more of the dash. That way I can get to have like this better overall just working area. So I already took off like the very bottom section, which is this bit, which is very easy to get to. It's really just 2 screws. But to get to the little dash bit over it, covering it, a little more difficult. So this is how you do that. So what you have to do is you have to start with the key area first. So like right here, you literally just pop off this little key thing that goes directly around the key. And then from there, you can just pull off this thing with your bare hands. Start from the bottom, pull it up, the bottom will pop, and they'll give you enough room to pull from the top, and the whole thing comes up. And from there, once that's off, it will show these screws. So there's 3 of them right there. There's like, one goes right there, one goes right there. Actually, no, that one didn't need to come out at all, actually. And the one goes right there. So these 2 right here, or I'll figure out how many there were. Those 1, 2. So those 2 right there are the biggest things that you have to get to before pulling this off. And the rest of the bolts are just kind of easily found. There's like one there, there's one over there, and there's another one up here, right there in this hole. There's my finger, right there. So those are the bolts you need to get the, or that's how you remove that. That was kind of an interesting thing. I looked it up and I found a forum on it. That gives me more room. I also unplugged the ABS ECU to give me more space, and then that way, hopefully I can tuck it in even better, because now that I have more access, I can shove it in here. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick little tip on how to yank it out more. And then you also need to unscrew this and unscrew this thing right here. But that's it. So then more room for the dash, more room to route the ABS ECU. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue running the process. I just wanted to take a quick break from the scheduled programming to show you guys how to remove more of the dash. All right, so the clutch pedal is officially installed. I had it unbolt. So again, the whole bottom thing, play with the wiring. I still need to plug this all back in now, but the master cylinder, everything's tucked in there fairly well. It's kind of hard to show you guys, but let me show you. Let me see if I can crawl underneath the dash real quick and show you guys. But from the outside, I mean, all this can get tucked out of the way. This is like for the, what's it called, the hood pop, and then this is all just miscellaneous little shit that gets zip tied out on the side. These are the plugs for the ABS ECU. This is the OBD2. So all this, oh, there's a light right here. I need to figure out where the hell this light goes then. I don't remember where, but yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, so the clutch pedal right here, hopefully this is enough play, because it does bottom out against this little foot kick thingy. Hopefully it works. But yeah, it's adjustable, so you can put it to the side, and this is as far forward as I can put it, because I kind of want to make sure I have enough play in it. I was going to put it a little more back, that way I lined up with the brake pedal a little more, but it's kind of off to the side a good amount, so I'm not sure how driving this thing's going to be. So it'll be interesting for sure. But here, let me crawl underneath the dash and see if I can give you guys a better view. Okay, so here, let me put the flash on. Okay, so there you can see clutch pedal installed. It uses the top bolt for the brake pedal right there. One existing stud on the side, and I just used the old bolt right there. So that right there, that right there. I had to do a little mock-up to make sure this thing fits, but I'm gonna adjust the output to the side a little bit, that way it lines up. This bit on top that has a remote reservoir is straight sticking back, so it gives me just enough room to put the hose over it and backwards. So the hose is right here, so I can have plenty of space to put that in there. The clutch line, just enough space so I can put this sideways right there. And I'm thinking I'm gonna put the ABS ECU in this corner right here, tuck it in, zip tie it to this, and that should be golden. So that's the clutch pedal install so far. Oh, covered in wiring. I have to go run some errands. I'm gonna do that real quick, and I'm gonna jump back to this, and I'm gonna make sure to keep this video going until it's all the way finished. Okay, I kind of forgot where I left off, but this is where I'm gonna finalize the actual ABS ECU. So with all the covers, you can see it's kind of tucked into this corner. I actually zip tied it to the corner of the actual mount in of itself. That way, I mean, if I need to cut it, I can just reach from underneath. Pretty snug on there. All right, so a little brief update on something I didn't foresee coming. I was putting back the interior, and this is the very last bottom piece that has the OBD2 port and the little light on the bottom. I completely didn't realize that it kind of gets in the way of the clutch pedal. So and there's like no way around that. So I'm just gonna go ahead, cut this entire piece off. So, okay, so one more update. Scratch everything I said earlier. So As you can tell, my dashboard is back apart, and that is for one simple reason. The clutch line that they provided was not long enough. Now, I already got in contact with them because they actually have surprisingly good customer service. They got back to me within a few minutes, or almost immediately. But, yeah, we chatted with them. They don't know why it's not fitting. So, again, this is a clutch line. I already took it out of the firewall. I sent them pictures. They said I was doing everything right. They didn't know why it wasn't working, but they did give me an alternative method. So, what we're actually going to do is we're going to tear up the carpet right now on the driver's side and take it up. And there should be plugs on the bottom of the floor. And one of those should be, I think one of them, they said it's for a V8 car, for an O2 sensor. I'm not sure how true that is, but we're gonna find out. So I did notice there's a few plugs on the bottom, so hopefully when I lift up the carpet right here, it works. So I already got started real quick. I kind of got annoyed. So this little piece of plastic that goes over this, it's right here. And literally you just pull that shit off and it comes off. So you just yank it off. There's a little clip, so that's it. That part's out. I took apart the bottom part of the dash. That way I can have all the room I need to access my clutch pedal or my line again, see what that's gonna be ran through. Yeah. And then I'm gonna start. So at least you guys know that this is actual real time and how annoying this shit is. This is fuck cars. I guess there's a clip right there. I don't know. But I'm just gonna figure this out. So I'm gonna go ahead. I think I probably should get some like little interior work and things, but as of now, just this. I mean, I can pull it up and get in there, so it can't be that hard to get into. All right. So the new game plan. Route line from clutch pedal behind the carpet, and underneath here there's a plug, so I had to reach in. There's Velcro straps holding this shit in, so you gotta try a little hard. Keeping with the theme of updating you guys and everything, this is what I did to go around the grommet for the clutch line through. So and up there again, I just pulled the plug out of what was in there. Right through. I'm already kind of running underneath. I got the front bit, so we're gonna use that, and that's what we're gonna roll with. So hopefully that bitch works. Okay, so this is underneath the car right now. So this is the grommet where it exits from. I'm gonna go ahead and line it up with this first of all. That way I know everything that's above it is fine. So it's literally just simple. I already took off the fitting and put it on the slave. Here, I can go back to the normal zoom now. But yeah, it's just a matter of just literally just bolting this stuff on. It's actually turned out way cleaner than I thought. Where is it? Oh, you can't even see where it's at without the flash on. But the line's actually running upwards, so it's actually like at this angle, which is why you can't even see it. It goes way. Oh, can you see it? No, it's like right there. You can kind of see it. It goes up and around the dashboard. It kind of goes up, hooks around, and it goes back underneath, and it goes out somewhere over there. But yeah, it's actually ran pretty clean. So overall, it's actually way easier just to do it straight from underneath the car. To be honest, it's not even worth doing from the firewall. It's genuinely way easier to go from underneath the car. So yeah, I just recommend that for anyone doing the swap. Even if you're not using an R154, just go from the floor. It looks way cleaner. It goes together way nicer. There's so much more space underneath the dash now. Because before, the clutch line was like going sideways, and then going straight back, and then you had to move things around that. Whereas now, it's just going up and around. It's just like it's out of the way completely. But yeah, I already tightened the bottom up, tightened the top up. All I have to do now is do the master cylinder, not the master cylinder, the clutch reservoir, and clutch pedal is installed, and then I'll be at the end of this video, and hopefully a little bit after that, I'll get this bitch going. Alright, so now it's a completely different day, and I don't remember where I left off. But, so, this is where we're resuming right now with clutch pedal install. So, here we are in the engine bay. This is the corner in which, this is the corner I'm going to put the clutch pedal into. I want to slam it completely in this little area right here. This is just like the little bracket. It's going to hold on the actual little reservoir thing. And then that's just a fucking tube. But, here, look. If it's perfectly down in here, with plenty of room to spare for the actual reservoir and everything. The only downside to that is that there's not much room to work with to get a drill in there. So I went ahead, I bought this thing as an excuse to buy one of these, because I've been wanting these for a while. Narrowly wiggles in there, so hopefully that little bit of play is enough room to get it in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a few self-tapping screws, or sheet metal screws. I'm going to put this where I want it. I'm going to try to make marks on where I want it to be. I'm going to drill them in first, take them out, put this on, hope it lines up, and slam it together. Once that's done, we are A-okay with the clutch pedal install. So yeah, okay, small little update. This little bracket thing is in there and secured pretty decently. Can't complain about that. So what I did, I unplugged these little wires going to the brake just to get them out the way. give me a little extra space. I plugged them back in and I made sure this fit on there just to make sure. So I'm gonna go ahead, tighten this down, and there we go, all wrapped up. So it's all plugged in on the bottom. There was enough room for me to get the drive through the back, corked up, goes through the hole. Can't even, looks like it's factory. I mean, come on. That looks so pristine. You can't even tell. This engine bay looks bone stock. I mean, it is bone stock, but like, don't. But like, still, like, I am so happy with this result. Like, it's right there, nice and clean. Clutch pedal, completely installed. I completely cut out way more than I need to underneath the dash. For those wondering how much I ended up cutting out, I cut out like all of this. Completely didn't need to. In reality, you just need to take off like the back of the AC vent and cut like maybe like 1 inch out of just the very back bit. I didn't measure, so I just kind of just said fucking went ham. But yeah, you really only need to cut like 1 inch of the back bit right here and cut like the very tip of the AC vent off. Yeah, plenty of clearance. But I mean, no one's gonna see this shit anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I took apart my center console again just for the so I can tidy it up a little more. But like, there we go, guys, and the clutch line underneath is done. Yeah, that's it for the clutch install. So from here, just drain it, or not drain it, bleed it, which I mean requires 2 people. So I'm gonna have to either get one of my buddies or one of my brothers to come out here. But that's it. So thank you guys for paying attention. Hopefully you find this useful in any way, shape, or form. And if you guys are doing it, just take your time to get it done. And it actually goes together pretty easy, and it's pretty satisfying to go together. Even though it doesn't seem like that much, it's satisfying. I like it. But yeah, so that's it for today. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. By that, yeah, stay safe, don't die. So deuces.